Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, and we've got a great show for you today. I've got a few announcements I'm making with regard to Gator Sports. As you all know, Meldon Law is the only official injury law firm partner of the Florida Gators, and we're very proud of it. And I want to tell you that we're having lots of ticket giveaways. For example, Lady Gators softball opens tonight against JU, and you definitely want to check that out. The Lady Gators are always a perennial winner, top 5 national champion, so enjoy it. They've got a great stadium as well. February 18th, 19th, and 20th, the Lady Gators are playing in the T-Mobile tournament, and there's 4 teams. Check us out. So you go to Meldon Law Facebook page, and you will find all the ticket giveaways. In addition, February 22nd, we're doing a ticket giveaway for Arkansas. We also have a ticket giveaway for the big Auburn matchup coming into town this Saturday. And Gator Gymnastics, what can I say? They're number 2 in the country, and they could be national champ. They actually won 3 years in a row. So for those of you that haven't seen the Gator gymnastic team live, you can get tickets by going to the Meldon Law Facebook web page, and it's February 25th at 6:45. We're playing Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's in the top 4 in the country. They've won a national championship as well. So you definitely want to check out Gator Gymnastics. It's really pretty cool that we have so many fantastic athletes in the area. And Lady Gator basketball, we don't want to forget them. They won last night against Auburn, and I think they won 9 of their last 10, and they're on a roll. So check it out. We always have giveaways for all of our Gator sports. So thank you very much for joining into the Meldon Law Facebook ticket giveaways. They're really fun. I go to the games. I enjoy taking pictures with the lucky winners and their kids. So check us out. Anyhow, on Meldon Law and Friends today, we have 2 great guests for our first segment. From the Bread of the Mighty, we have Sherah English and Leza Mueller. Welcome, ladies. How are you today?
We're doing well. Thank you.
Doing great.
So anyhow, I want you to give us a little bit of an introduction as to what the Bread of the Mighty does. And I know it's all over the place, but
Right.
let's drill down a little and tell us what you ladies do during the day.
Well, Bread of the Mighty is a food bank for the last 5 counties in our area. And what we do is we support the mission to feed the hungry. So we collect food, and then we coordinate it, we sort it, and then we find mobile pantries, agency partners, and they distribute the food to those that are in need in our community. And during COVID, that's been quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. It's really upset the distribution chain as it normally was, right?
Correct, yeah. And just the food need in general has gone up. In Alachua County alone, it's gone up 15% since pre-COVID. So COVID has really affected our community in ways that we may not recognize, but there is a greater need now than there was before.
So what are some of the things that go on a day-to-day basis? Like when you wake up and you go, do you go to the shop on 10th Avenue?
We do. We do go to the warehouse on 10th Avenue. We have a couple of different areas that we work on. We can be receiving food from the stores. Our trucks go pick up from a bunch of different great partners that we have, restaurants, grocery stores that donate the food, and then we bring it back to our warehouse. We have volunteers that come in, help us sort the different produce, sort the cans, and we're able to build boxes and pallets to send out to our different partner agencies and communities around us.
So, is all of this food being donated to y'all?
It mostly is. We are able to buy food. So if someone were to give us a monetary donation, what we would do with that is through the food bank network, we're able to purchase food at a really minimal cost, maybe like 3 cents a pound. And that the bulk of that money would go towards paying for shipping, which has gone up a little bit recently with all the truckers being stretched thin. So shipping costs have gone up, so it's super helpful when we can get those donations to pay for the shipping of those items to come in.
Now, does the government get involved in helping, supply food for y'all?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great partnership with the USDA program for families and for seniors 60 and older. We send out 2,240 boxes a month for seniors.
Wow. So the seniors program is with USDA?
Correct, yeah. And they're always sending us food as well. They call us whenever they have a surplus and ask us if we're able to take it, which we never turn anything away. So we're always happy to receive it.
Now, I know that location. I don't know if you know it. The building used to be an auto
Right.
parts dealer, right?
Yes.
And tell me the background story. How did y'all get to own the building?
I'm actually new to the facility. I know that we've had the facility and the food bank's been around for over 35 years. But I believe it's through Community Foundation. There was an opportunity to get the building and for us to be housed there. It's a great location because we are in the center and close to a lot of our agencies and mobile pantries. It gives us a good place to kind of be in the community. But we're also looking to do some expansions and hopefully find a location that can do a little bit more for all the support we need, because we have increased the need in the community. And what that also means is there's more food, there's more room that we need. And we've kind of started to run out of that building space.
Yeah, we're already renting space off-site for the USDA program with the senior food especially. But we just keep growing, and more space would be amazing.
Wow. Well, I go back a long time in Gainesville, and I do remember that space when it was auto parts. They were selling out of it.
Right.
And then the next thing I know, I don't know, it seems like maybe 15, 20 years ago,
Right.
y'all moved in there, and then all of a sudden it was like, bustling all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a wonderful space. Before we were in that building, we were in a small building which no longer exists that was behind the GPD. The GPD let us rent a space back there. Once we got the building we're in now, it was 3 times the size, so it was great for us. But as we keep growing, we're happy that we've outgrown that space, but it's a little bit of a growing pain at the moment.
Good. Well, how did the name Bread of the Mighty come up?
So the gentleman that started Bread of the Mighty was actually incarcerated when he came up with the idea, and he saw that as people were getting released, they had a hard time getting back into the community, and food was a big need immediately. So when he was released, he started with a group of churches, Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, and so it's just an homage to the fact that we're working for the Almighty.
Okay. And can you tell me what the mission statement is, the purpose for Bread of the Mighty Food Bank?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the purpose is to provide hope, encouragement, and support, as well as food for those in our community that are hungry and food insecure.
And how do you fulfill the well-rounded purpose you just described by delivering food? I mean, is there interaction that goes on that you feel like adds to the mission?
Absolutely. I mean, the mobile pantries and the agencies that work with us, they're right there in the community, and they're working directly with those in need. And all you have to do is just spend one day in doing that, which I've done, and it's just amazing, the community that you get to meet and the people that are hungry and in need. And we provide the hope by being there and making sure that they're going to have food on their table for their family that night. And we give them encouragement because we treat them with dignity and respect, that there's a moment where things will get better. And so that's really how we try to live the mission, but it's also how our agencies handle themselves. And it's just intrinsically, beautiful when we're out in the community.
Yeah, I have, during COVID, been part of several food giveaways when, people were really, short of food, and the grocery stores were not functioning normally and stuff. And it's amazing how many people needed food, and it was a broad section. It wasn't folks that, you would say, oh, they're homeless. It was normal, regular people that were short of food.
Absolutely.
And I think during COVID, a lot of people found some of the jobs that we always expected and we thought were pretty consistent. I mean, everybody was hurt, and it was families that maybe struggled or made sure they could make through the month, but that was just more than they could do. And to know that we were there and that we were able to add more and we were able to help is just huge. So I agree. We've really seen some difference in our demographics and a lot of our families that are working families that both partners work.
Now, you're not just in Alachua County, you're in 5 different counties, correct?
Yes, absolutely. We are in Alachua, Levy, Lafayette, Gilchrist, and and Dixie County. So those are the counties that we are around us that we're able to help and provide food for.
So it's like kind of Gainesville and west.
All the way to the coast.
All the way to the coast,
Yes.
yeah.
See, our pantry in Cedar Key was in today, and so it's a great honor to help them because they don't have a lot of businesses on their island that are able to donate. So it's been great to be able to work with them and get food to those people that are out there.
Oh, well, I really appreciate the work that y'all do. How did you get recruited to work?
So I actually was a customer service manager for Publix for 10 years, and that was in the Carolinas. And I just felt like I wanted to do something different. So I started volunteering at the local food bank. And then they recruited me over, and that was in Jacksonville for a little while. So they sent me over to the Gainesville branch about 5 years ago. So I've been at this location for 5 years.
Wow. Now, you say branch. Are they affiliated as far as the operations go?
Right. We're a part of the Feeding America Network, which is nationwide. And we have a great group of food banks in that network called Feeding Florida. So we all get together, we partner with each other, we can help each other out, share resources. So it's a great organization. We all learn from each other.
Well, I really believe that when the people in the community get involved in the distribution of whatever the service or goods are, particularly in your case, food, it's a way to communicate and connect with people in a meaningful way.
Absolutely.
What are some of the most important personal benefits you get from serving the way you do?
I'm a Rotarian as well, so I truly believe in service above self, and so it gives me an opportunity to do something really positive in this community. My children grew up here, they're from here, my daughter's come back, she works at the Cancer Center, so this is my home, and it really does feel good to be able to make sure that I'm doing something positive in our community. I love Gainesville, I love our community, and Bread of the Mighty is an amazing place to work and be.
Well, we're going to take a short break from our show, and then we're going to come back and talk some more about the Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. We're going to be back in 60 seconds.
We are here at the University of Florida, where Albert and Alberta are competing in the Gator penalty shootout. Albert is ready to stop the shot at all costs. What a disaster! Luckily, Meldon Law is the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. If you have suffered any injury, do not worry, because Meldon Law is going to help you with your recovery. Meldon Law doesn't back down until they reach their goal.
We still hear it. The sound of victory. The joy of being part of something great. And while things may not be the same right now, we haven't gone anywhere. If you bleed orange and blue, then Meldon Law is the firm for you. Okay, we are back on Meldon Law and Friends, and I wanted to tell you, you can watch us on Facebook, Meldon Law and Friends, or go on YouTube, and you can watch us there as well. And we are on 37 audio platforms, so you should be able to listen to us or watch us somewhere. It's been great. I think we're closing in on episode 70 here on Meldon Law and Friends, and it's really been an honor having so many fantastic members of our community in North Central Florida join us and talk about what they're doing. Today we have Sherah English and Leza Mueller, who are very involved with the Bread of the Mighty Food Bank. Let's see. So, Sherah, you are the program director,
Correct.
right? And Leza, you're the development director. So now, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Leza, tell us what the development director does.
So it's my job to let the community know what we're doing and what we need. I do that through the form of social media. I do that through the form of website design, grant writing, any kind of outreach, any sort of presentation, tours, fund drives. That's me.
Okay, so you're the person that makes sure everything keeps moving along, and that you're involved in the community, and you're getting funding, and you're connecting with the people that help make it work.
Right, and it gives us a great chance to find those who really believe in our mission, who really want to support it, who want to reach out through a food drive or a fund drive or volunteers. We love volunteers. All the different ways that they can be a part of our organization. That's my job, just to say, hey, we'd love to have you.
So let's talk about that. If someone wants to get involved, what do they do?
Well, they can just reach right out, ask us what they'd like to do, what they'd like to be a part of. Volunteers are amazing. They are so supportive. We need them when the food comes in to sort and organize, to get it to our mobile pantries, to get our boxes done. And if somebody wants to help out, even in the office or other ways, just let us know. We'd love to have it. I mean, it truly is a community, and we truly are there to help each other out.
So, like, I help unload my wife's grocery shopping. So
Okay,
does
so
that
come
mean
on down.
probably
We got you.
And I didn't tell you, but we live down the street on 10th Avenue.
Oh, great.
We're on the other side in the Duck Pond area,
Yeah.
and so you're our neighbor. And we frequently go down to the brewery.
Oh, yes.
And it's a convenient location to be right across the street, right?
It is very, and they were so gracious to host our Christmas party this year, so we love them.
Yeah, so anyhow, I think I'm going to talk to my wife, Patricia, and figure out sometime we can go there and help unload groceries or pack groceries or just do something.
That'd be amazing.
We would love to have you.
Well, and like I say, it's a walk. So you've got the bike. No, we go use the bike store right there,
yeah.
right? We go to the brewery and we socialize there, and they have great music on Fridays.
Yes.
Nice.
And that whole neighborhood is kind of trendy now.
It is.
We went and we threw hatchets at Hatchetberry the other night,
right.
okay? And
Yeah.
I didn't kill anybody. I was very pleased with that.
That's good. The netting held up, right? I've been there too.
Yeah, I call it the hipster neighborhood,
That's
It's
right.
and it's really kind of cool. I've been around. When I came here in 1970, we used to hang around that neighborhood, and it was much different. It was all business kind of industrial.
Right.
And that's why there's a railroad track running next to where you guys are.
Yeah.
Because Combs Lumber was in where Haven Hospice is. So they had to drop off the lumber and they needed a spur for the railroad track.
Right.
In order to drop off all that lumber and stuff like that.
Wow,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah. Did you ever notice you have a railroad track there?
I did. I knew that was Rails to Trails, and because I've ridden my bike through there, but I wasn't quite sure the story behind it. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyhow, Bread of the Mighty Food Bank has been around, how many years did you say?
35.
35 years.
Right.
It- really instrumental. I know that at times they were helping distribute food on the downtown in the Bo Diddley Plaza.
Right.
Do you guys still do that?
So we have a great network of agencies that distributes food for us. And one that I'm really excited about right now is the Sock Ministry. They go to wherever homeless people are. So they go to Bo Diddley, they go to different overpasses, and they hand food directly to them that they pack.
Yeah.
So they're able to get food from us, and we have over 190 agencies that get food from us that work in different ways, but can get food to the community.
Wow, that's amazing. A lot of folks, I don't think, realize the breadth and scope of trying to distribute food
Yeah.
to as many folks that need it. And again, people that need food are not necessarily homeless. They're just regular people who are working their butts off,
Right.
40, 50 hours a week. They're trying to maintain a family and take care of their kids and feed their kids and have healthy food and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's something that is cuts a wide breadth as far as the community. So I want to thank you for that. So now you have a website, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, well, talk about the website.
Well, the website is a great place to go to be able to see what we do. There's a nice little video that you can kind of see and looks at the facility and talks a little bit about what Sherah does in her programs. And it also shows all our programs. And it gives you an opportunity to kind of look at where maybe you'd like to spend some time. Like we talked about, like volunteering, or would you like to do a food drive? Or would you like to just donate, because for every $1 you donate, we can create 8 meals.
Wow.
So-
For $1?
Yes.
Wow.
And that just goes back into the food bank network and us being able to get food from the Feeding America network for just shipping cost.
Well, I'm going to make a pledge. Meldon Law is going to contribute because that's exciting. 8 meals for $1. That's amazing
Thank
that
you.
you're
Thank you
that
so much.
efficient. So, okay, so just put what? Bread of the Mighty in your Google search?
Oh,
and you'll come up?
And our website will have everything listed on there. You can see even our sponsors, which we'll add for you.
Okay,
And
great.
everybody that's kind of been a part to provide for all our families in our community. It's a great way to see what we do, figure out how you want to help, and see everybody in our community that's really made a difference.
Well, I'm really excited about that because I think that what you're doing goes to the core of what our community is all about.
Yeah, and it's been great partnering with so many different people in our community. Like for the holidays, we got to partner with Alachua County to give out 1,600 gift cards for turkeys into rural cities of Alachua County. So Waldo, Hawthorne, Trenton, and so we got to partner with them. With the UF is a great partner for us. We're going to partner with them for the SNAP education program. They're going to meet us at mobile pantries and offer free education classes in health and wellness. So that's exciting as well.
Now, do some of the students from University of Florida come and help?
Oh, yes, we love our students. We get a ton. And on one Saturday a month, we do a big volunteer event, and the UF has provided great volunteers for that.
Well, good. How about high school students? Are they eligible as well?
Absolutely. We can take any high school students. All we ask is the first time that they come, their guardian comes with them, and then once they're comfortable, if they can drive themselves, they're welcome to come by themselves.
Well, that's pretty cool. I know community service is a big component now for high school kids. Particularly, they need it on their resume now.
Yes.
You know, when I graduated from high school, all you needed was a high school degree in your hand to get
Right.
into college. But now you got to have straight A's. You've got to, have really high, SATs or ACTs, and you have to have lots of community service.
Right, absolutely. And we love to be able to help you guys with that. So if anybody's interested, just give us a call, come on our website, and we can set you up with a time.
Well, that's really important. So I always try to promote how to get in touch with you because people listen to us, they go, oh, I'd like to help them out.
Right.
So you don't really need to remember a phone number.
Right.
All we do is, Bread of the Mighty Food Bank, or just Bread of the Mighty, okay? And if you put in bread in your local in Gainesville, you'll probably see it somewhere there, okay? So we try to keep it simple so you can remember, because if you're driving your car and you're listening to this podcast, right, we want you to be able to connect and remember where it is. You can, if you're fans of the brewery, what's it called, Grove?
Cypress and Grove.
Cypress and Grove, right across the street. You can go and have a beer, and then, or you go work, and then after you've worked hard, then you can have a beer. That's how- We have to get it in the right order. We don't want to have anybody, dropping, food baskets or whatever.
Right.
So anyhow, I want to thank you both for coming on. We're certainly very, very proud of all that you do for our community all over north central Florida and west of here, all the way to the Gulf.
Right, absolutely.
And at Meldon Law, our service area includes the same service area that you're in. So we know a lot of the folks. And actually, folks that are in accidents, they don't, they come from all walks of life. And so it's very helpful to know that there's somebody out there. And if we have folks calling us that are in need, we'll send them your way as well.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So anyhow, it's been great, and thank you very much. Again, I just want to let everybody know that the Gators are rocking and rolling. We got our Lady Gator basketball program is sizzling hot. Our Lady Gator gymnastics may be national champs. Our men's basketball team, they need a win tonight. However, they're playing away at Texas A&M, so you can watch it. I think it's on the SEC network. We've got the big game against Auburn coming in, and it's baseball time. So support our Lady Gators softball, and the men's baseball is starting, I think, later this week, and we're going to be having a great time. So thank you for listening so far, and we're going to take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back on Meldon Law and Friends. When you're a member of the Gator Nation, you know what it means to never back down. Meldon Law has been a proud supporter of the Gator Nation since 1971. Two forces that won't back down. As the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. Albert, Alberta, I understand you were witnesses to a crash. Can you tell us about the accident? When you're in a crash, it's important to get witness statements immediately after the accident. Whether you're in a car, truck, motorcycle, scooter, or even a golf cart accident, at Meldon Law, we won't back down. The Gator Nation will be the first to tell you that in all kinds of weather, we all stick together, which is why Meldon Law is honored to be the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. We hope you never find yourself the victim of a serious accident, but if you do, our team is here for you. Gators won't back down from a fight, and neither do we.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. Look what you have done to my truck.
Excuse me, it's your fault, it's not my fault.
Yes, it is your
No,
fault.
it's not. No,
I am
it's not.
calling Jeffrey Meldon from Meldon Law.
So I'm gonna call Jeffrey, my husband.
Meldon Law, this is Jeffrey speaking.
This crazy lady here, this crazy lady, he might...
New client?
Yes, but this one might be a little tricky. We still hear it. The sound of victory. The joy of being part of something great. And while things may not be the same right now, we haven't gone anywhere. If you bleed orange and blue, then Meldon Law is the firm for you.
We are here at the University of Florida, where Albert and Alberta are competing in the Gator penalty shootout. Albert is ready to stop the shot at all costs. What a disaster! Luckily, Meldon Law is the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. If you have suffered any injury, do not worry, because Meldon Law is going to help you with your recovery. Meldon Law doesn't back down until they reach their goal.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder of Meldon Law, and we're having a great time here at Meldon Law and Friends today. We've got a terrific guest for the second half of our show, and I just want to again promote Gator Athletics. We live in North Central Florida. We've got number one teams all over the place. Whatever your interest is, whether it's gymnastics, basketball, baseball, softball, we are really doing a great job here. The University of Florida is the premier institution in the state of Florida when it comes to all-around sports program. As a matter of fact, we have, I think, 255 SEC championships, and the next closest SEC school has about 155 championships. So we are like, we have done well for a long time. It's not, a lot of people talk about football, and certainly football is important. However, all the other sports are even I would say more accessible, because if you want to go see a Florida baseball game or any of the basketball games, you can get a seat, you walk
Really
up,
easily. Yep.
you have a good time. I'm here with my our guest, son, Vo. And son, how long have you lived in Gainesville, Florida?
We moved here back in 2004. So we immigrated to America back in '99, and we lived in LA for a little while. And then from LA, we moved here to Gainesville.
And where are you from originally?
So I'm Vietnamese. Yeah.
Are you from Saigon?
Yeah, we have a lot of family in Saigon. I personally was born I was actually born in the Philippines. So I was born in the Philippines. My parents were like refugees at the time. And then they got deported back to Vietnam. And then my mom worked her butt off for 4 years and got us to America. You know?
Now, you speak really perfect English.
Thanks, yeah.
Can you explain how that happened?
Yeah, I mean, I moved here when I was 4 years old. So it's honestly become it's not my first language, but it's definitely, I'm more fluent in English than I'm Vietnamese now.
Now, how many different languages do you speak?
I speak English, Vietnamese, and body language. Yeah, just the two.
Okay.
But I try to speak Vietnamese at home as much as I can, so I don't lose it. You know, so yeah, it's getting my grammar is getting kind of wavy. So I definitely want to practice. as
Now,
much
do
as
you
I
have
can.
any kids?
No, I am 26 and young.
Well, when you have kids, you think you'll want to teach them Vietnamese?
I definitely want to try. Yes, yes.
Okay, well, I know a lot of folks in Gainesville come from other countries, and sometimes you lose the language
Yes, yeah. I
after
see that
one or
in
two.
my baby cousins. You know, they were born here. Like I was the first generation who moved here and grew up here, but they were actually born here and they can understand Vietnamese, but they can't speak it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But you were 4 years old when you moved,
Yeah.
so you had the benefit
Yes,
of having
yes.
learned the language.
Yeah.
Now, did you speak any English when you were?
No, I don't believe I did, but I mean, as long as I remember, I spoke English, and I guess I just picked it up that quickly that there was no lapse for me, in my opinion, at least. I remember in kindergarten, they pulled me aside to test my speech, I guess, and I guess it was fine because I never went back to see them. So I think my English was good. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. My grandchildren, my daughter's from Gainesville. We've been in the United States for 4 generations.
Wow.
And my daughter married somebody from Spain.
Very cool.
Right? And in the home, my grandchildren speak Spanish to their father and to the nanny
Oh, okay, that's
who
good.
helps out.
Yeah.
And so they've learned how to speak Spanish
That's
and English
amazing,
from the
yeah.
time they were born.
I think that's so important, and it makes children like think differently as well, So having those 2 languages, I think is very important.
Yeah, and they live in South Florida, so
Yeah,
it's really important.
it's very important. Yeah.
There are certain parts of Miami you go to.
Absolutely.
If you
Purely
speak
Spanish.
English, you're out of
No,
luck,
absolutely. I remember
So-
going to a Publix and like everything was half in Spanish. It's like I've never seen this before. I thought it was really amazing. That's cool.
Anyhow, so we're here with Sun Vo.
Sunvo.
Sunvo.
Yep.
Okay. Now, you own a restaurant in Gainesville.
Yep.
Called Swamp Boil.
That's
So
right.
I want to talk a little bit about Swamp Boil. It's a Viet Cajun restaurant.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so let's dive into this and tell us a little bit about the origin of the restaurant and how you came up with the
Yeah.
concept.
So the plaza that it's in is the Square Plaza on 13th Street, right catty corner to Gainesville High School. So my parents, we own a nail salon in that plaza, and every time we would go down to Orlando, we would always stop by to pick up nail salon supplies, and we would always stop by a restaurant called King Cajun, which is a Viet Cajun boil. We love the food. Every time we would go there, we'd always get it. We even make trips just to get that food. And then eventually we tried to do it at home, and we were able to successfully do it. We've had that spot vacant in the Square Plaza for a long time. And then after a while, we're like, you know what? We have the location. We have the opportunity. Gainesville doesn't have this type of cuisine, and this is perfect for it. We have graduations, game days, celebrations of all kind, and it was just a perfect fit. So I think it was back in 2018, we took the plunge, started planning it out and everything, and then we opened our doors back in October 12th of 2020.
So tell us about some of the items that are on the menu.
Absolutely. So our biggest thing is obviously our boils, but also our Vietnamese food. But in terms of our boils, we have our signature shebang sauce, which is a kind of a mixture of Cajun and Vietnamese spices. So you have like obviously a garlic butter kind of base, and then you have a lot of aromatics and a lot of fragrant notes and herbs in there that really makes it explode full of flavor and everything like that. So that is our shebang sauce, and we offer a bunch of seafood from crawfish, shrimp, clams, mussels, scallops, lobster, king crab. And we don't serve king crab anymore.
Where do
snow
you
crab.
get your seafood from?
Cheney Brothers. So currently we're getting it through our vendors and everything, and we're working on with local providers to see whenever it's in season, see what we can get.
I know, because in Gainesville, a lot of folks, they either go over towards Cedar
Cedar Key, exactly.
or go over
Yeah.
towards Daytona, Jacksonville,
yeah.
St. Augustine,
Yeah.
and try to get
Absolutely.
Now, when you do a boil,
Yeah.
you have to start with the broth, right?
Yes, so we get all the seafood and we toss it in our broth, and we add like orange juice, different spices in there like that, and so like while it's cooking, it's also creating a bunch of flavor in there. And then after that, what separates us from a regular low country boil, we don't stop there. So after we get it, we put it in a tossing bowl We add our spices, we add a little bit of the broth, and then we add the actual butter that we toss everything in, which is the shebang butter. We have also a Saigon barbecue, a Cajun butter, and a citrus sauce. But the shebang sauce is definitely like
The shebang, like
shebang. Yeah.
Shebang.
Every
like-
time I think of it, I think of like that American Idol thing, like shebang, shebang,
Shebang,
shebang.
yeah. So the shebang sauce, a Vietnamese word, or is
No,
it an
it's
American kind of?
It's a pretty. I mean, it's Viet Cajun. So like the Viet Cajun seafood is actually very common in the West Coast. We just have Gainesville has just never experienced it. It originated in Houston actually, and then if you travel all along the West Coast, the concept of Viet Cajun boils is actually pretty common.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
it was interesting because I'm a big fan of Vietnamese food.
Yes, and that was the other part. We have a ton of Vietnamese food. I think we have one of the best photos in town, if not the best. We had to get mom's stamp of approval. I remember us bringing it out one time. She was like yelling, "Like, what is that? Why does it look like that? Where's the herb plate?" And she was like, "Okay, we're like, okay, let's make it sure it's right first." And yeah, my family's back in the kitchen, so it is up to really good quality.
Well,
for
I'll
pho.
tell you, for those of you that are big fans of pho, if you get the right kind of ingredients
Yes.
in there, okay. The only thing sometimes I'm a little bit wary of is the tripe.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why we don't serve tripe because I feel like it scares a lot of people away, and so we don't even. We don't
Although
like
it's
it.
very
Yeah,
delicious.
I love tripe.
So pho is spelled Pho, right?
PHO, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a friend who explained to me it's not faux.
Yeah, it's pho. Yeah, exactly.
And so we can get pho there
Yes.
as well as
The Cajun boil. So yeah, we do the Cajun, like the Viet Cajun boil, but we also have pho. Like the authentic banh mi, which is the Vietnamese sandwich. We have stir-fried noodles. We have rice dishes, egg rolls, spring rolls. So we have a lot of Vietnamese cuisine as well. And we're kind of like shifting more of focusing on those type of cuisines.
Now, are you doing takeout?
Yes, of course. Yeah, and then we provide delivery through 352 and DoorDash.
So we're here at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and I know they actually designed a takeout center here.
I saw that when I was walking up. Yeah.
Takeout because of COVID has really exploded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
and
necessity at this point. Yeah.
It's a necessity. So after we're done with COVID, do you think that takeout is going to remain as strong as it has been?
I believe so. I think that people have, the whole landscape of, society has really gone towards a more, remote kind of experience. I also think though, like when everything does come back, people are gonna want that excitement of being back in public and around people and having that full experience and not just being at home. So I think takeout will remain pretty strong. It's picked up quite a bit, but I think overall in terms of the volume, people will return and dine back again in public.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks, they have busy lives. If you have two couples both working, they come home and they're just, maybe on the weekends they want to cook, but not necessarily during the week.
Yeah. So just go ahead and stop by, do some takeout. Yeah.
And so I think it's been a phenomenon, though, that
Yeah.
a lot of my friends that are in the restaurant business have talked about how much it's changed.
Oh, so much. Yeah.
And in fact, takeout allowed restaurants to survive over the last 2 years.
Yeah, a lot of like just like Spurrier, you guys have been doing like a specific takeout kind of area, and I see a lot of people doing that nowadays, and it's very, very common now.
Yeah, we're here at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. You can see Steve Spurrier's helmets behind it. These are all teams that Steve either coached or played for, and this is a museum as well as a restaurant.
Yeah, I was walking around when I was waiting. I was like, it's beautiful. And I was taking a few pictures and videos myself.
Yeah, it's really good. Like how many restaurants are a museum?
Yeah.
And I think for Gainesville it's great because
I think so, too. Yeah.
it brings people from all over the state.
It does.
We were here for the Super Bowl and somebody came from Auburn, Alabama.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
they could share the Super Bowl here
That's
at
so
Spurrier,
great.
and
It's a
it was
great
cool.
environment, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Coach Spurrier showed up and did some trivia
Oh, wow.
for everybody, and he's very involved. I
No,
mean,
I'm
it's
sure. I mean, his name's on it, so I would imagine so.
yeah. Well, I mean, he lives here. He's in the community. His name's on it, but he's more than just put my name on it. He's involved and
Yeah.
stuff. And getting back to your restaurant, I want to talk more after the break about your family and how everybody contributes, because that's what really makes your restaurant
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
We're here at Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon. We're going to take a quick break for 60 seconds, and we'll be back with more Meldon Law and Friends. Alberta, I understand you were witnesses to a crash. Can you tell us about the accident? When you're in a crash, it's important to get witness statements immediately after the accident. Whether you're in a car, truck, motorcycle, scooter, or even a golf cart accident, at Meldon Law, we won't back down. We still hear it. The sound of victory. The joy of being part of something great. And while things may not be the same right now, we haven't gone anywhere. If you bleed orange and blue, then Meldon Law is the firm for you. Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder of Meldon Law, and I love doing this show. We have our radio show on the Sky every Saturday morning at 10:30, and I've been doing that show now for 19 and a half years. I guess we're in our 20th year, and it's really fun. We have a lot of great guests that come on and folks that call in. It's a live show. As a matter of fact, if anybody has any questions, just go to Facebook, Meldon Law and Friends, and in the chat box you can enter your question. We get going here, and sometimes I just forget to tell people that this is an interactive podcast, and we're really quite excited. Again, Gator sports are kicking butt this season. Go support Gator sports. That's what my message is, that I try to go to all the events. Lady basketball, men's basketball. I've been going to men's basketball for 40 years and love it, and it's really exciting. And now the team is doing better, coming together. So support them, and I can't wait for baseball season to really get going. The men's baseball team is terrific, and we're going to have some major league stars on the team this year. And if you get to see the SEC teams, there's major league stars all over the place. So come to support our Gators. They love having fans in the stands. I'm here with Sun Vu, who is the proprietor, the owner of a Vietnamese Cajun restaurant called Swamp Boil. And, I'm really interested the fact that, when you hear about Vietnamese Cajun, at first it's like, oh, where'd that come from? But apparently it's not something that is brand new. You were saying in the Houston area there's a lot, and Houston being in the Gulf, near the Gulf with seafood, it would make sense. And they're also in the swampy area, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the Cajun comes from.
There's a large Vietnamese population in Texas and also in Louisiana. So I don't know exactly why it started in Houston. My guess is that maybe a lot of people from Louisiana and those fisheries moved over to Texas and really began doing it there. But there's also a very, very large food scene in Houston, so maybe that had some
Well, it's a
inspiration to do
huge
with it.
city. I
It
mean,
is,
there's
yeah.
like 6 million people in the metropolitan area.
I did not
around
know that.
Houston. Yeah,
Wow.
it's huge.
Yeah. I visited to do some research, and it was
Well,
nice.
and I don't know if you know this, but after Katrina in 2005, 17 years ago, a lot of people from New Orleans moved over to the Houston area.
Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
Katrina
that
devastated
that might have
Louisiana,
really so that may have had some effect on it. So I'm very interested. I have to admit I have not been to your restaurant
I
yet.
know.
However,
Drag you in there, right?
I can't wait because we love seafood. I love Vietnamese food. I've traveled around, and whenever I see a Vietnamese restaurant, I like to go in and check
Yeah.
out their pho and see.
Yeah, well, you gotta try our pho.
That's the one
Yeah.
dish that I can always know whether or not it's an excellent restaurant. If the pho's
that
not
is
good,
the standard. I completely agree with you. So that's why we made sure ours is top tier. Yeah.
Well, so tell me. So this is like a family affair, right?
Yes.
You've got. So who are some of the family members that participate in the
Yeah.
restaurant?
So the entire building is owned by our family, but specifically Swamp Oil, I run it as kind of like the owner manager, kind of overlooking the day-to-day operations. My dad is actually back there in the kitchen. He makes the pho every day, and he's usually the one assembling the pho and doing a lot of the Vietnamese dishes. My uncle, his brother, is oftentimes doing prep as well back in the kitchen and just getting everything sorted out, making sure the ingredients are right, and they're back there working together with the rest of our team. My mom, she also helps us overlook things, and then her brother is also involved as well. As just they kind of help me out with the overall business in that way.
So you also have a nail salon.
Yes,
in there.
the nail salon, Luxury Nails and Spa, is the first business that we put in the Square Plaza, and that is ran by my mom. And we have a lot of family in there, like my aunts and uncles, cousins, and things like that are all in there.
Yeah, I love getting mani-pedis.
Me too. You and I both, man. You know what? I just got back from Colorado. My hands are dry. So
Are you open on Sundays?
the nail salon, no.
Okay.
Yeah. The restaurant, yes. The
But
restaurant
on
will close Monday.
Saturdays you're open.
Yes,
So,
yes, yeah.
so what are the hours for the restaurant?
The restaurant hours are Tuesday to Thursday, and then on Sunday it is 12 to 9. Noon to
So you
9
do
p.m.
a lunch,
Yes. we
and
do
then
lunch
you
and
roll
dinner.
right into dinner.
Correct. And then on Friday and Saturday, we're open from noon to 10 p.m. Open an extra hour.
An extra hour
Yes.
because it's the weekend
Exactly,
and people
exactly.
are. I noticed during COVID, people tend to eat a little earlier.
Yeah, I think it's just, usually we get a pop around 6 o'clock for us is usually when. I think people just want to be home nowadays because things just typically close earlier as well. If they want to go out and stuff like that, I remember, I can't remember where it was, things were just closing at midnight where, things used to close at 2 a.m. So things are just closing earlier. I think that has led to people to get their dinner and go home earlier as well.
Yeah, I mean, when I grew up, it was cocktails at 7 and dinner at 8.
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I
it was
agree
like,
with
and now I think it's like cocktails at 5:30
Yeah.
and dinner at 6:30.
right off of work, straight to happy hour, right?
So anyhow, now let's talk about some of the crab boil, not just crab boil, but the Cajun type dishes. Explain to us a few of the more popular dishes.
Yeah. So the popular dishes, obviously, we talked about the boil. We have a signature gumbo, and it's a Viet Cajun gumbo. So what makes it different from a traditional gumbo is kind of the spices that we add. We have this our signature spice is called the crack spice. I promise we don't actually put crack in there. Wink, wink. No, I'm kidding. But that we put that on a lot of our flavors, and it's like it's a Old Bay base, but we add a lot of other flavors in there that really makes it round out. So our signature gumbo, like I said, we have our certified noodles, and that goes into the Vietnamese side. We have our dessert, which we just created, and I'm usually not a sweet tooth guy, and this was literally one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life. And I'm not even biased on this. I just don't eat sweets, but that was phenomenal. So we have a matcha mochi beignet. So it's a matcha ice cream filled mochi inside a deep fried beignet.
Wow.
Yeah, and then oh my God, it is one of the best things I've ever had in my life, and oh my God, yeah.
So my wife's daughter
Yeah.
has a mochi company in Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so I learned a lot about mochi.
Yeah.
And that mochi is an art.
It is. Yeah, hand making mochi is an art. We don't hand make ours, but I've seen the process, and it is an art, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, so you take the beignet from New Orleans.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and you wrap it around a mochi.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then so it's nice and like gooey and refreshing on the inside and flavorful and sweet, and then you get a little bit of that crunch and savoriness on the outside, and then we have a lemongrass syrup that we also drizzle, lemongrass and mint, I believe, syrup that we drizzle on top, and everything's just chef's kiss, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love that, and I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I'm going to have to go more than once to sample
would hope
all the menu. So, but the seafood
Yeah.
is from as far as the Cajun side. There's a lot of seafood. Do you have sausage and other things like that?
Yeah,
for the
we have
boil?
sausage. We're actually like working on probably adding eggs too, because I know a lot of people do enjoy eggs in their boils. But yeah, we have sausage as typical of a boil, and then obviously you get potatoes and corn alongside with it.
Right. I mean, that's what traditional
Yes.
boil is. So I'm going to New Orleans tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm speaking at a lawyers' conference.
Very cool.
And they had to drag me there. I'm going. Oh, New Orleans for 4 days. That's going to be tough.
Oh no, what was me?
So I'm gonna be able to be eating Cajun
Yeah,
food.
well, try it out down there and compare it to us, and let me know what you think. We're
Well-
always open to feedback. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that I always try to support our local
Appreciate that.
places, but if the family is involved,
It is. Yeah, they
then
are.
that makes a big difference. You have your own family recipes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the fact that you do seafood in our town here, seafood is huge,
Yeah.
and people, there's a lot of reasons. It's sometimes healthier. There's a lot of I love the idea of having corn and
Yeah.
some boiled potatoes
Absolutely.
in the boil.
It's
and
like
have-
an engaging experience. If you want to have fun with your friends, get a little messy. It's a nice experience. It's like bonding.
Yeah.
That's
Do
what it
you,
is.
do you have bibs?
Of course, bibs, gloves, the whole shebang, right? That's what we call it.
You got gloves,
Yeah.
too.
We dress the table, and then we give you gloves, a bib, the bowl, like everything. So,
Okay, well, I think my grandchildren would have a blast.
Yeah, yeah.
They come there
Absolutely.
and they'll, So you have a website.
Yes.
I know that because I checked you out
I
earlier,
appreciate it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was terrific. So you tell everybody who's watching and listening about the website.
Yes.
What's the name and how to get there?
So our website is swampoil.com. You can do everything from order delivery there, order takeout, look at our menu. It links to our social media as well. We're pretty active on both Facebook and Instagram, so you can usually check out our stuff on there. And then in terms of ordering, probably like coming in or calling us for takeout is probably the best ways, because obviously delivery, third parties always take a little bit of out of there. So helping local business wise, it always helps you call directly. So yeah.
So you just go to Swamp Oil and check out their website's very nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're in the process of cleaning it up even more. But yeah, thank you.
I know. Well, a website's always a work in progress. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You never want a static website.
Exactly.
You always want it, and the fact that you're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes, very active on those.
I would say those are, probably, two of the most important social media outlets
Yeah.
around here. Meldon Law as well. We're very active on Facebook. That's how we do all of our ticket giveaways for
Oh, really?
Gator
Okay, very
Sports and stuff on Facebook. So we're getting to the end of the show, and I want to thank Son for coming and visiting with us. The restaurant is called Swamp Oil. What's the address?
2001 Northwest 13th Street, right across the street from Gainesville High School.
Okay, so that's the bottom line. Thank you all for listening and watching Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll be back next week for another exciting episode.